Hey everyone, and welcome to my first Q&A. You guys sent in a ton of amazing questions. I'm not gonna be able to get through all of them, but I picked the top ones, which I feel like could apply to a lot of you, and a few entertaining ones, because you guys got creative. First question that I got a lot of times from you guys was, what motivates you? And a really simple answer to that, like why I get up when I do, how I can work out twice a day, how I can push myself in my workouts when I'm tired, and keep that like goal focus, is I wanna get better every day. And I know that sounds really plain and simple, but it's the reality. I do have some like specific goals. I always try to set them. I always encourage people to set them, but the reality is every single day I use as a measurement, as a mark of getting better. And if I feel like I haven't done something, it doesn't have to be in you know, the realm of a workout. It might be with nutrition and eating. It might just be with my routine, self-care, sleep, anything of that nature. If I haven't done something that makes me feel like I'm gonna get better the next day from what I did today, then I don't feel like I've achieved exactly what I should have achieved. So I always keep that progress focused mentality. Progress over anything, progress over perfection. The goal is never to get perfect, but I do know every single day I'm gonna be a better version of myself. So that honestly keeps me motivated. Question number 2, what is the book that you post every morning when you post a quote? A lot of people ask that. It's actually amazing. So I post a quote a day from this book right here. It is called Nothing is Worth More Than This Day. It's just a quote book, and I really love quotes. I'm actually kind of obsessed with them. I feel like there's so much to be learned from quotes. You can take in a different meaning. It's all in how you interpret it. But when I do that in the morning, the reason I get up actually extra early, earlier than what I even have to, so that I can read. I always take the quote of this book, and it just helps me prep my mind for the day. I'd rather enter the day with a really open mind rather than wake up in the same routine and the same grind and find that my mentality is really closed off, which is easy to happen. The other book that I'm reading right now when I do wake up in the morning is Power of Now. This is actually my second time reading it, because the first time I felt like, first time I read like anything, I don't absorb everything that I could. So the second time I go through, I actually highlight parts and pieces that I want to maybe come back to. So I really suggest, like, get any book, like just do something in the morning that really opens up your mind, and I can promise you your day is going to be much, much different than if you just wake up in your same old routine. My favorite movie is called Without Limits, and I used to be a runner, so that might be why I was originally attracted to the movie, but it's actually just such a motivational story. It's about America's leading long distance runner, Prefontaine, and his coach was Bill Bowerman, who started Nike, and this might also have to do with my Nike obsession. I love this question. It's a two-part question. The first part is, what is your favorite part of being a trainer? And the second part, they're asking me because they also want to be a trainer, and asked me if I studied kinesiology or just did a certification. So, answering the first part, my favorite part of being a trainer, hands down, is the fact that every single day I get to change someone's life. It's kind of an amazing job. In fact, it doesn't even really feel like a job. And I think that's true if you find your passion. And I think training more so found me than me finding it. And I think that happens in life when you follow, you know, your heart and your passion, and it will lead to what feels less like a job and more like a career and a lifestyle. I studied kinesiology. I did so in Canada, and it was a 4-year degree. My favorite part of that, and why I so advise if you do have a passion and you do see yourself going down the road of becoming a trainer, to actually spend the time and take kinesiology, is because I learned so much about anatomy and biomechanics and how the body actually is supposed to function and move. Not to say that's not in training certs and that they aren't great, and there's some really amazing ones out there. However, if you really do have a passion in the body and you're an athlete and you want to understand more about it and how it moves, I do suggest taking kinesiology. If you were to cheat on your diet, what would it be with? Honestly, I don't get any cravings necessarily. I think when you eat so clean and you're eating really well-rounded for so long, you don't get cravings for sugar or anything like that. When you get the cravings, it's generally because it's in your diet and it's playing tricks on your brain. Your brain thinks it wants it. So that doesn't really happen with me. However, I do have an obsession over 3 things. Peanut butter, it's real love. It's real love, let's be honest. Sushi, I mean, who doesn't love sushi? That's not really a cheat. Like, if I'm gonna cheat, that's a pretty clean cheat. And watermelon, which I think I'm doing pretty okay. I mean, I consume like 1 a week, so. All right, Least favorite part of the job of being a personal trainer. I'd have to say some mornings I would love to sleep in. Like getting up really early, you have to understand as a trainer, you work when people don't. So they have to work out before they go to work or after. You kind of have to get used to that schedule. However, the positive part of it, it does get me up. I'm up early, so I'm really used to being on a productive schedule from the jump. How many tattoos do you have? If you count all the little ones on my hands and fingers, then I have 13. I promised my mom I wouldn't get any more. However, all my tattoos have meaning. Like I do, every single one has a story, which is cool because, you know, people are like, oh yeah, I like your tattoo, what does it mean? Then boom, I have this amazing story, and my life is full of amazing stories. So I kind of look at it, it's almost like my journal that's like tattooed on my body. Your most favorite exercise? Well, it would have to be a leg exercise because it's kind of my thing. I would say the split squat. I was gonna say normal squats, like just a traditional like barbell backloaded squat. However, I love the fact that when you split up your body and you go one-legged for a movement, how much it makes your brain think. So I think I get the most enjoyment out of doing something like a split squat because every single time I do it, it feels different. Meaning like there's more progress to be made with it. And it's really difficult. Least favorite exercise. Honestly, I don't know if I have a least favorite. I don't think I would word it that way. Most challenging for me, I would say is probably something like an L-sit. I've been working on my low abs a lot and I have really tight hips. So something like an L-sit, you have to turn off, make sure that your hip flexors aren't overtaking the movement and being used as much, and turn on your low abs. So I think for me that's the most challenging. Or something that involves lengthening my hamstrings, like a stiff leg deadlift, just because I do have notoriously tight hamstrings. I did tear my hamstrings, so coming back from that, I'm trying to focus on more hamstring movements. So it's not that I don't like them, but I have to be patient and not get frustrated when I do them, which I think is a really good mentality to take. If there's any exercise that you don't like, it's probably because you're frustrated with it. Don't get discouraged and actually take more time and be more methodical with it. And I guarantee you're actually gonna find the pleasure and the progress of it. What do you listen to when you work out? I have the craziest mix. Music really dictates my workout. It's a vibe, it's a mood thing. Depending on the workout, I have certain music. If it's cardio, I actually listen to like epic cinematic music. So if it was like the soundtrack to Rocky or something like that, I'm about it. Because in my head, my life's a movie, especially when I'm doing cardio. So it just works. I mean, everything from that to like Drake to 21 Savage to Jay-Z to you name it. I am very particular about the music to the workout. It's gonna be a match, you know? If you had 3 wishes granted by a genie, what would they be? Dope question. I like the creativity. Number 1, that Trump does not get Twitter or the ability to talk to any of us at any point or spread any of his negative messages to anyone. He should just be put on an island somewhere. That's number 1, but definitely taking Twitter away. 2 is that avocados go down in price because I'm really sick of $1.99 for 1 avocado. So whatever the shortage is going on, I'm gonna need people to grow some more avocados because girls, I'm missing it in my life. Number 3 would be that all gyms have to be open 24 hours because I am sick and tired of being all amped up going and then you get to the front door and it's locked. You know, that's one of the worst feelings. You know, once that happened to me and it's a big staircase going up to that gym and I did stair repeats for 30 minutes on it, I'm like, y'all, I'm still gonna use your facility. You can't stop me. Unstoppable. You can't stop greatness. That's all the time I have for questions today. Keep sending them in. I'm gonna keep answering them. I'm gonna keep writing back to as many as I can as well. I promise I try to get to everyone as much as I can. Yeah, and until next week, just keep killing it. We working.